Hey, so I'm just going through looking at these reveals that they've just started. I just quickly logged into my computer, so I'm at the bit right where they've revealed reverse, but I have been following the stream sort of. So basically to start with, we've got like the three reprints here. So we have Tori Jess, we've got Triform, we've got Fromage, the clan selection reprints, which doesn't surprise me. They've gone the same direction as Draw Knights. Then we have what looks like Bassista Cocoa, which is the pear to chocolate. So I don't know if there's meant to be a chocolate, but we didn't get that in V series as a retrain. And then we've got over here what looks like, I think, Bassista Mocha. I will be looking for the translations in a second to see what their actual names are, if it's actually what I think it is. And then we've also got, let's see, reverse as well. So we've got the first reverse Oracle Think Tank card, which is kind of creepy. I guess they just wanted to portray some sort of heretic card over here. But from what it looks like, the grade 1 has some sort of resting ability on rearguard. Actually, both these skills look like they're rearguard skills. It looks like she can give 3k power to something. And then this here has some sort of Soul Blast ability. Can't tell if it's on Rearguard or Vanguard though. But there's another ability where on Rearguard and Guardian looks like there's some powering up going on. So, I don't know, maybe they're going to go the route of Protect 2 and they're just power Rearguards, I'm not sure. It could be Protect 2 related or it could be something else entirely. Not really that sure, to be honest. Then we've got Fromage Reverse, which seems to have something to do with giving 5k power, and then there's some sort of Counter Blast 1 ability, which is once per turn. So, just gotta find out what that is, as well. Looks like they're demonstrating something though. They have the grade 1 on Vanguard Circle. That's interesting. Riding over. Oh, I think it's a Forerunner kind of ability then. So you can call her out. Yeah, it's like Ordain Owl. V-Series Ordain Owl. So if you ride this, it's a good ride then. You can rest. Yeah, that's a second skill. So what's it do when rested? Checking the top card? Is that what they just did? Huh? Cassata. Stack to bottom. I think they revealed it. So you can use it with something like Goddess of Sun Amaterasu. Wait, stand? Wait, is this like a spammable... Wait, what? Oh, no, this must be like later turns. Yeah. I think that's like a turn 3. Protect 1. Okay, so it's not Protect 2 kind of gimmick then. It's not like Angel Feathers. Because Angel Feathers rewards you for playing Protect 2. They've got now a second build that's Protect 2 based. Soul Blasting. This must be... Wait, is that a Fromage ability you just did there? No, I don't think it's drawing. You're looking at 2 cards, which are the old ones. Tori Jess and Fromage. One's going to hand, one's going to top. Oh, I see. That's probably... Actually, I'm not even sure what ability that he used there. Was that the grade 2's ability? Tori Jess. Then, yeah, just call Fromage from the top of the deck. Or not call, draw into it even. I mean, you can't really go wrong playing these 2 cards together. The only downside is you just have less space for other grade 3s. Because now I think Oracle Think Tank's been relying more on grade 3s than it used to. So there's a draw 2 from Fromage. I wonder how the locking is going to work. I think though having lock as a cost does open the chance that it might be something crazy, because locking means that you don't have rear guards. Like for example Cecilia Reverse having restand abilities. Or Dauntless Dominant Reverse kind of locks to be kind of insane with powering up. Checking... Oh yeah, that's Trifle, yeah. Checking top 3, calling 1. So that's Mocha. Well, okay. Wait, what? Did you just... Sorry, did you just put him to the bottom? No, Trifle puts him on the top. What? Hold on. This is confusing. I was looking at Trifle, right? Yeah, it goes at the top of the deck. So why'd they put it on the bottom then? Is there like an ability that changes stacking to bottom? Or was that not trifle?
そしたら山札を上からバトルシスター含む後に種類と同じ枚数を見ます。今フロマージュ、フロマージュリバース、トライフル、モカ、ココア、トリハスで6種類あるんで6枚見ます。1、2、3、4、5、6。
Oh wow, that's a lot of stacking.
で6枚見ました。
6 cards. I think it might be based on how many bouncers is on the field. I think they all have different names as well, don't they? Yeah, every bouncer that's on the field happens to have a different name. They've scripted this.
で追加コスト払います。バトルシスター含む別
And I think Fromage, the original Fromage V Series one. Oh look, they're blocking 3. I think the original Fromage says different names.
ノーマリットが全部手札に来ました。じゃあバトルしましょう。
On field, yeah.
でこれ今3枚ロックされてるんで。
Just not to be confused with Bowser Stolen, because Stolen's quite similar to Fromage, but the conditions are slightly different. Because Stolen Stride basically lets you do it based on every Bowser's rear guard, regardless of the names. Okay, this is interesting. Wait, are the rear guards dry checking? Damage checking? Oh wait, no, that's probably just the opponent's turn. I think they are showing something else that can happen. Why are they showing the opponent attacking them? Is there like a trick to it?
種類3種するんでね、いろんなバトルシスター使えると思います。パネトーネとかも使いますし、
There's more to this combo.
出さなかったですけど使ったりとか、あとなんだろうな、シュケットとかもね、便利だったりしますんで、いろんなバトルシスター積んで、
So Jaquette is still
楽しんでもらえ
a
れば
good
良いので
choice.
は
Well,
な
they
いか
got
なと
Casetta and
思います。
this is V premium as well, though. Well, you definitely play Torajazz. You'll probably play the new grade one. I'm guessing they're just playing in between these other two.
そうなんですよね。6枚見たらかなり未来まで見れるっていうのがね。そうだね。
Yeah, this is more of a pure Bowser deck
という感じでございま
as
した。
well.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Okay, so I think that's pretty much
という
it.
ことでですね、ただいまご紹介したカードは6月17日金曜日
I'm
発売
definitely going to try and look up
第5弾 V クラン
and
コレク
find
ション
out
ボリューム5に収録されておりますので、
what these new
発売をお楽しみに。
skills do.
はい、以上
I wonder if anyone's posted them up yet.
はい、なくさんありがとうございました。楽しみですな。これはとっても発売いよいよ来週だよね。
いよいよだ。
はい、来週です。
Chris Different Fight has already posted, saying he's not disappointed whatsoever.
どこまんねよ。ポストカード制作7月編。
So I'm guessing it's really good, whatever it does.
俺の筆が
Which, to be honest, I don't know how they could make this bad. Bowser's is really good right now.
俺の前世ピカソだから。
はい、本日筆を取っていただくのは前田画伯です。
Oh, okay, I found something. I found some translations. Okay, so I'm just going to mute this stream. So basically, I'm going to go and read off what some of these cards do. Let's first go back to a point in the stream where they are showing the different cards, just for a bit of visual representation. So this first card is indeed Battle Sister Coco. So her ability is, yep, it is when rode upon, you may call it to Vanguard Circle. Then the other skill is rest this unit to look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top or bottom of your deck. If you put it on bottom, you can choose one of your units and give it 3k. So that's pretty useful actually. So it's basically a +1 for riding it. So this is your ideal ride target. And it's also an offset angel. If any of you know what offset angel is, it has an ability where you can rest it, and then you can look at the top card, move it to the bottom. If you move to the, sorry, no, not if you move it to the bottom. What you do is you reveal the next card. So you can put the one you see on top or bottom, and then you reveal after that the top card. So you can scry 2 basically. If the top card is a normal unit, then you give the unit in front of it 10k power. So it's kind of similar to that, except that it's responding to you moving cards to the bottom rather than you revealing a card to gain power if it's a normal unit. But it's kind of similar to the original Battle Sister Coco, because the original Battle Sister Coco also had that whole top or bottom thing, so you can use it to stack triggers, but obviously you're resting. So it's a bit like Divine Sister, that one that they revealed in D set 1. It's sort of similar to that in a way, because she also rests herself for a soul blast when you place it. But yeah, you're basically stacking your deck, you're giving 3k power, and it's a +1 to call out if you ride it, so it's quite good. Also good if you can get off trifle as well. It almost makes it feel a bit free. Like you're giving your deck a bit of trigger control and manipulation that's going to stick there on the field. Normally calling these sort of yellow bolt style cards do have a bit of a disadvantage because you're calling a boost that isn't actually blasting you anything. So you are vulnerable to aggressive plays. But the fact that you can call this via superior calling kind of makes it hurt less. So it's quite a good yellow bolt for that reason. So yeah, I think this one's very good. And 3k power is always nice to have because if you're playing in premium, you've got your, let's just say you've got your Torii Jas boosting Trifle for 27k. You could give 3k via Muffin, so you make it 30. And then you have another 3k off of this card, so you've already reached your 33k threshold. So it's now easier to make 33k. That's excluding triggers, of course. It's much easier now to make 33k while playing this card, which doesn't feel bad to play at all. And it's not even a Soul Blast cost either, like, for example, the Witch card from last set. So it's always free, so you're always able to keep on giving power. And because it's resting itself, the lock mechanic, I'm sure, is going to interact because it makes you feel less bad about it. So there is that as well. So yeah, 33k is good, especially against Order Colony, because that's a 13k base deck. Then the next card is Battle System Mocha, so just as I thought it was Mocha. When rode upon, Soul Blast 1, to look at top 2 of deck. Yeah, so it's just like what I thought it was in that demonstration. You look at the top 2, you choose 1 to add to your hand, and then you put the rest on the top of bottom of your deck, so you're plussing 1 if you ride over. Oh, and you can ride any grade as well, so you can do grade 2 game, just reride grade 2 if you want to grade store your opponent with this. You do maintain the equal amount of soul, so there's no counterblasting. That's actually really strong though for a ride over. So you're riding over this, so it's kind of slow because you can't do it on turn 2. You have to wait until turn 3. That's kind of the drawback to it for this sort of more free ability compared to cards like Fio or Maid of Libra or something. Then there's more to this ability. So you are stacking as well. That's really useful. Oh, and you can put a top as well. You don't actually have to put a bomb. So it's like an Imperial Daughter, basically. And it's generic, so you can use it in any deck as well. That's something to consider. It's a bit like Susano, actually. Or Florentine, actually. Maybe Florentine is a good one to compare it to. The other skill is Rearguard Guardian. If you have 3 different named Balsity units, 3 or more, this unit gains 5k power and shield. So she goes to being a 14k. If your hand has 4+ cards, so the classic 4 or more in hand. I think the original Mocha actually has a skill where she gains like 3k if you have 4 in hand. Then she gains another 5k. So she's a 19k beater. That is quite good. Because if you were to compare this to, say, Balsita Macron, Macron can also do 19k. So you're able to swing for 19. You have 5k shield, which is always nice to have. It's always nice to have some 10k shields as well in the deck. So it's just something so that if you don't ride her as your turn 2 card, then you've at least got this other skill to turn into a solid shield or a card you could rush with as well, because you can call this with Trifle and then you just have another beat stick card. So Mocha. Then next we have Fromage Reverse. So she has quite a few abilities. Vanguard Circle, during your turn, for each of your locked cards, all of your Balsas unit gains 5k. So she's compensating for locking, basically, because if you remember the original grade 3 Fromage, she gives 5k to your units, but your opponent has to be grade 3. This card isn't being affected by your opponent being grade 3. Instead, it's giving you the 5k because you've lost your boosters, in a way. And then the next bit is Act Vanguard Skill, once per turn. Camblast 1. So you do it during the main phase. Camblast 1, discard 1 from hand to look at cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of your Battle System units with different names. So it's just like the original V-Series Fromage. Choose any number of them and put them on... Sorry, I've also realised in the background here, because I've been reading off of some window. So we've got Mocha here. But we've also got Fromage Reverse. So that's the art as well. But going back onto skills, so the first bit here is obviously to the 5Ks. The second skill is basically Camblast 1, discard 1 from hand to look at cards from top deck equal to the number of your Battle System units with different names. Choose any number of them and put them on the top deck in any order. Wait, does it not? Oh wait, no, you can put them on the bottom as well. So it's basically the same thing as Fromage. Literally, yeah, discard 1. The only difference is it's a counterblast 1. There's nothing here about locking either, so we've got a bit more than just that. Okay, the next skill. Then lock one or more battle sisters. Yes, there's a cost within a cost. So you lock one or more battle sisters with rearguards that have different names. Then you draw one for each card locked to this cost. What? Wait. Oh god, that's crazy. So you've already paid your Counterblast cost anyway to draw. But Fromage draws 2, so you could potentially draw... You could draw so many cards with this. Up to 5. That's kind of crazy. Well, obviously if you draw 5, then you can't play the game. So there's no restand, there's none of that kind of stuff. No guard restricts, nothing. It's just drawing you cards. I don't really know what to think. I mean, it's kind of nice to have if you want to have more Battle Sister rides and calls. And I guess you are doing something during that turn. It's not aggressive or anything though. I don't see anything here that's synergizing with Fromage either. Yeah, it's just more for safe cards to play because now you've got now another ride target, which is something. Having 2 rides in your deck is really good. So now you don't feel quite as insecure. I think it doesn't matter whether you're going first or second. I think either way you're going to try to ride this, unless you want to save your rearguard slots for other Battle Sister cards. Then you might just ride the normal Fromage and keep this one in your hand, maybe. But yeah, I think I'm not really sure what I think actually. It's definitely not. It's not really a power creep, so it didn't really make Trifle stronger because Trifle does kind of want to be boosted. And you're not activating more triggers either. You're stacking your deck. Actually, in fact, you are drawing cards as well, so you can manipulate your top stack and then just draw into the cards you want to have in your hand, which is kind of decent. But yeah, I think that's a bit like... Sort of reminds of Tsukiyomi, because Tsukiyomi looks at cards. No, Tsukiyomi draws and then looks at the top 5. So there's a little bit of that difference. Have I not missed anything else here? Oh, for each of your locked cards, all of your battle sisters... Ah, okay, hold on. I have missed an important detail. It's for each of your locked cards, all your battle sister gets 5k, so you do stack the 5k. So you can make Trifle go up quite a lot, so you can potentially lock 4 cards. So that's 20k, so you could give Trifle 20. But obviously the booster might probably be better to have behind, so maybe you just go for 3. 15k plus 27. That would be... So 27 plus 15 is 42. 42, and then you can just use Muffin or the new grade 1 Coco and Jingo even more beyond. So it does make Trifle actually a lot better. So I think this card does actually help, especially in V, because in V you don't even have Ichikishima, who for a premium or G series card does kind of affect Oracle Think Tank a lot in premium. So this card actually really helps with Battle Sister Trifle, because now you're actually able to hit for a number that makes more sense, and you're stacking triggers as well. So that 42k can easily be higher than that. So I'd say that's kind of good all around. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for my thoughts on the new Battle Sister cards, my initial impressions. So I do think that this does change things, all in all. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. And I guess I'll see you around. Goodbye.